Hi everybody, good afternoon. Welcome to the benefit for the Clearwater. Today's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, all you mothers out there. This benefit's in honor especially of Toshi Seeger. Toshi, as we all know, was a very, very special person. She's missed because she did so many wonderful things in the world, and she had such a great family too. So I'm really honored to be asked to do a little tiny bit of this benefit for you guys. The reason I said yes is because there's one song in particular that I really wanted people to hear, and I feel like people don't hear it enough. It's not a real commonly well-known song, and it sort of reminded me of Toshi a bit, even though it's not about her per se, but the lyrics were written by a woman who grew up in Japan during World War II. And as we know, Toshi's family, her father was from Japan. So there's that connection. And also her husband, Pete, Toshi's husband, wrote the music to this song. It's a gorgeous song. And as I said, it's not a common song. And I hadn't heard it before. Oh, by the way, my name is Susan Wright. And I'm a teacher here in Beacon. I teach in the public schools. I've been teaching here for many years. So I was lucky enough to know the Seeger family, and especially Pete Seeger, a little bit. Pete and I worked on projects with children, and I was so happy to be able to welcome him into my classroom and to provide opportunities for him in the later part of his life to really connect with children and with the Beacon community. So I was blessed to have that connection. So anyways, we worked on a bunch of projects together, and one day Pete came to my classroom. I was sitting there by myself eating lunch, and I guess he thought we had an appointment to maybe do some work or planning for some project or whatever, but I wasn't going to kick him out. I said, "Hey, how are you? What's going on?" And he said, "Oh, Susan." And he sat down and he took out his banjo and he said, "Have you ever heard this song?" And he played me this song, and no, I hadn't heard it before. It was so beautiful. I said, "Pete, I love that song. Wow." And I always wanted to learn it myself. And then I was lucky enough, one day, Pete gave me his book. I hope you guys have seen this book, and I hope if you've seen it, you've read the whole thing. It's a really great book because it's kind of like you get to have a little conversation with Pete Seeger as you're reading the book. And so there's a nice chapter with a lot of stories about Toshi too. You can learn about her. Here's the pages that it's on. It's called Kisses Sweeter Than Wine, the chapter. And the book is Where Have All the Flowers Gone? So anyways, the song was in the book. I was so happy. So I learned this song. It's called When I Was Most Beautiful, and it's about a young woman who's growing up in Japan during World War II. I hope you like it. When I was most beautiful, cities were falling, and from unexpected places, blue sky was seen. When I was most beautiful, when I was most beautiful, nobody gave me kind gifts, men knew only to salute and went away. when I was most beautiful. Jazz overflowed the radio. I broke the prohibition against smoking. Sweet music of another land. When I was most beautiful, I was most unhappy. I was quite absurd. I was quite lonely. That's why I decided to live long, like Monsieur Wright, who was a very, very old man. When he painted such terribly beautiful pictures. Thank you. I hope you can see why I love that song so much. It's just such a beautiful song. Anyways, deep breath. I just have a couple little stories for you and one more song. So, as I said, I worked on some projects with Pete and Toshi Seeger, and I also just have some good memories of them. For instance, going to the Clearwater Festival. The first time I went, I was an audience member, but then I noticed these people standing by the trash cans and composting and recycling, and I said, what is this all about? That was the Zero Waste Committee, and if you've never done it, you should do it, because it is absolutely the most fun way to experience the Clearwater Festival, and I know we're going to get that back because you guys are generous. We're a community. We want to have our festival. We want to have our Clearwater. And thank you for watching. And you can click any link up there, down there, wherever that link might be, and just throw in a little bit of money to help us meet that goal. But anyway, the festival, the Zero Waste Committee, I've never had so much fun in my life. The first time I did that, and I ran into Toshi, and I said, Toshi, thank you so much, not only for starting the festival, because you know it was her that was doing all the phone calling and the planning and the organizing and this and that, but it was her idea to have this amazing committee where, because of that committee, this festival produces less waste than any other festival out there. So thank you, Toshi, and thank you. And I learned so much doing that committee. Of course, I dragged my kids to it in the years following, and I said to Toshi, I said, I'm always going to do this committee. And she said, it's the best committee. So thank you for that. Pete and Toshi were also responsible for saving something in Beacon, which is very, very special to all our children in our community. It's called the Calico Ball, and it's put on every year by the Vandenberg Caravan. They teach folk dances from all around the world to every third grader in Beacon, and it is quite a sight. When I was teaching in elementary school, I don't know why they put me in charge of it my first year, so, I mean, the organizing of all the kids and the singing. So of course I invited Pete to sing at the end of the festival with all the kids, and he did every year after that. But they were going to cancel it because you know how school districts are. They run out of money and they have to cut things out, sadly. I think we might be in that situation once again, so let's hope not. But anyways, Pete and Toshi were not going to let that happen to the Calico Ball, so they did what they do. They called a meeting of people in the community, and I went to the meeting, and I got to go to their house, and we all sat on the deck, and Pete was sitting there. We had picnic tables outside, and there was a seat next to him, and they said, Toshi, would you like to sit here next to Pete? And she said, oh no, But she sat across from him, and when he wanted that second bowl of ice cream, she just looked at him and said, no, because Pete did have a really big sweet tooth. So anyways, in that committee, Pete and Toshi donated a big chunk of money to get us started, and we've managed to keep the Calico Ball going every year since then. And when I was leaving the meeting, I was, backing out, turning around. There was a small driveway, trying to make my way. I didn't want to run over any plants or anything like that. And I looked up at the deck, and they were standing at the deck. They weren't looking at us. They were looking the other way across the river. So I wrote a song about them because I just felt like it was such a special moment, and I'd like to share that song with you. Sorry. Okay. It's called I Will Never Grow Tired. Yet my body is weary at the end of each day, attention drawn to every step I take. Still I walk to the west, and I walk to my home, and I walk to the life we make. Oh, keeping what we have. Oh, making what we love. Oh, being here with you. I will never grow tired. And Pete and Toshi did not grow tired their whole lives long. They gave to us. So let's give back to the things that they started, and let's keep those things going. And oh, I think I hear someone at the door. Better go answer my door. Who could it be in these times of quarantine? I hope they have their mask and gloves. Just kidding. I hope they don't. Okay, let's get my mobile camera here, my phone, and I think I can flip this around somehow. Let's see. It goes, okay. Here's my house. We're going down the stairs. And let's see who's here. I don't know. I wonder who it could be. Better get my sunglasses. It's kind of bright out there. I don't have mine. I'll have to wear my daughter's. She's very fashionable. These probably look really cool. And here we are outside. Who's this in my backyard? Oh my goodness. Look who it is. It's Judith. How you doing, Judith? Are you going to do some songs for us?
And happy Mother's Day to everybody. This song is called Come As the Color As You Are. There is a lighting that we all receive. It's a light entity, sometimes it makes us feel right. We feel light is really quiet, kind it's free of hate, and everyone all united in everything. Don't be afraid. Come as the color that you are. No time to think about what you wear. We're all the same in many places. As the color that you are. Wherever you may go, hearts beating time, so children know it makes no difference whether rich or poor, black or white. Live next door, surely you'll find. Come as the color that you are. No time to think about what you wear. We're all the same in many places. Come as the color that you are. Everyone is red, no matter what they say. Their color, their culture's like any other. Come as the color that you are. Don't have to think about what you wear. We're all the same in many places. Come as the color that you are. Come as the color that you are. Don't have to think about what to wear. We're all the same in many places. Come as the color that you are. All the same in many places. Come as the color that you are. Come as the color that you are. Come as the color that you are. This next song is kind of like a holiday winter song, but
Move closer to the house because the Wi-Fi is doing something weird here. Okay, this is good. This is good. Hey, Natalie, can you come out here so you can tell us when we're done?
yeah. Anyway, this song is called Always in My Dreams, and this is for Toshi. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Happy Mother's Day, thinking of you, Toshi. My mother, I love this song for my mom. Always in my dreams.
Aw. Can you get your
Always in my dreams.
love that song. I would clap, but then I would drop the phone, so I don't want to clap.
So this is a lullaby of hope, and it's the mom would sing to their child, especially in these times. It's called "Wishing on a Star." You take my glasses off. Wishing on a star to make my dreams come true. Wishing on a star just for you. In the sky, I reach my eyes. I believe, help me start. Decorate the sky with the colors of jewels. Crystal lights are shining just for you. In the sky, I reach my eyes. I believe, help me start. Help me start.
Wow,
Thank you.
that's beautiful. Do another one.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
This is another kid's song, okay? All around the, thinking of it. All around the maple we plant the seeds. All around the maple we plant the trees. All around the maple the ribbons flow through the breeze. All around the maple we plant the seeds. All around the maple we plant the trees. All around the maple the ribbons flow through the breeze. Crisscross in a circle, hold your ribbons tight. Crisscross in a circle, hold your ribbons tight. Crisscross in a circle, hold your ribbon tight. Crisscross in a circle, hold your ribbons tight. All around the maple we plant the seeds. All around the maple we plant the trees. All around the maple the ribbons flow through the breeze. The ribbons flow through the breeze. The ribbons flow through the breeze.
Wow, Judith, that was gorgeous. Everybody is so much appreciating your music.
And happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Yes, and we all appreciate the Clearwater
Clearwater.
and everything they do. You've been on that boat, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I have a song that's
Hey, Natalie, come on back out.
yeah.
God.
This one is about just a really quick Brazilian song
Ooh.
that we used to do.
Now, can you hold it? Don't cover up the microphone. Okay.
Are you gonna get your?
Yeah, but go do your song.
All right. Okay. I love the Clearwater, and I want to thank everybody for helping out with the Clearwater. And we're getting ready to
think is the greatest thing for accordions? Because we're way too loud. So if I stand all the way over here and you go by Natalie, okay,
Go together. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Happy
you,
Mother's Day.
Clearwater.
Always
And
be
thank
here
you,
for us.
Pete and Toshi,
Thanks,
for all you've done
Toshi.
for us.
Hey everybody, happy Mother's Day, and we're here to celebrate all the moms, so I want to give a big shout out to my fabulous wife, Alana, and my mom, and today we're going to honor Toshi Seeger, who is the matriarch of Clearwater. And I always ask myself, I say, what would Toshi do? And she would do a whole heck of a lot. She was really magnanimous about welcoming me into her community. And from a young guy in college through the end of her days, she was always generous, very smart, very open, strong-willed, kind. She's a fantastic human being and made a place for me and many other people to volunteer and be a part of Clearwater and our Hudson Valley community, but also the greater world. So today we're here to raise money for Clearwater, the Hudson River sloop that teaches education, provides environmental education and action to preserve our climate, and clearwater.org is where you can send your donation. I thank you for doing that. Here's some music for you. for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed all grace on thee, and crown thy good with brother and sisterhood, from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for heroes proved in liberating strife, who more than self their country love, and mercy more than life. America, America, may God thy soul refine, till all success be nobleness, and every gain divine. America, America, may God thy soul refine, till all success be nobleness, and every gain divine. All right. Thank you. Good to see you all. Thanks for spending a little time with me on Mother's Day. Today we're honoring Toshi Seeger, who is the matriarch of Clearwater, and we're raising money today for Clearwater, the Hudson River sloop that provides education and environmental activities for students and families, and it's a community I grew up in that has really just shaped my life. So it's an honor to be here. Thank you to Fred Gillen Jr. for inviting me, and Clearwater for allowing me to participate. Please visit clearwater.org, where you can send your support. And the sloop needs a lot of support. It's a beautiful vessel that requires a lot of maintenance, and we have a lot of staff and educators, and as you know, it's tough times economically. So really appreciate you pitching in to clearwater.org. Here's another song for you. Dear Mr. President, I'm a New York resident, married white man. I had a college loan over my head, thought I'd have a good job, I sing instead. I haven't been tested, but some of my friends are dead. It's hard putting bread on the table next to a Bible and guitar. A ghetto school ain't like an Aesop's fable. Kids are bringing guns, here we are. Dear Mr. President, was that really you? Were you buying voters at the store? Why you came outside, you pushed your handshake in my face. What I need is something more. Everybody needs something more. Dear Mr. Senator, did you really send for her to comfort you in your hour of need? Jax is like a neighborhood whore with an appetite for more and more, and the free market satisfies her greed. Can't get no credit, she's got no home. She's tired of living on the street. She put her parents in a home. Damn, it's hard to make ends meet. Dear Mr. Governor, was that really you? Were you buying voters at the store? Why you came outside, you pushed your handshake in my face. What I need is something more. Everybody needs a whole lot more. Dear Mr. Candidate, I hope you're not too late. I don't know how we're gonna vote anymore. I wish that check were in the mail. I wish we could get out of jail, collect 200 and pass go. But this don't look much like a boardwalk. We ain't living on Park Place. I heard so many lines, so many stories. You ain't ever saving face. Dear Mr. Candidate, was that really you? Were you buying voters at the store? Why you came outside, you pushed your handshake in my face. What I need is something more. How about some dear sweet love to come back to the store? We're all waiting here on you. Funny how it seems I'm keeping all my dreams, and I'm counting on you, 'cause there's so damn much for us to do. Hi everybody, thank you. Good to see you all coming in. Appreciate you spending some time with me. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're appreciating every moment. And that last song said there's so damn much for us to do. And today we're honoring Toshi Seeger, and she was a very hard worker. She was the matriarch of the Hudson Valley music scene that I've grown up in. Wife to Pete Seeger. She was a force in her own right. Famous for being amazing at cooking, like Louis Armstrong was amazing at playing the trumpet. That's how Pete used to put it. One time, I got to drive with Pete and Toshi down to Ships to Save the Water, which was a music conference we did with Madame Cousteau, Jacques Cousteau's widow, Liberty Park, New Jersey. It was a wonderful event. Learned a lot about the climate change, and we were unloading the car, and Pete and Toshi got into a marital moment, and I just remember Toshi turned into him and says, "What does Matt Turk have to do with it?" And I guess that, you know, it just showed how human she was and their marriage was, that they were having a spat and we were just, you know, schlepping and working. And we spent that whole weekend making that Ships to Save the Water useful. It was just wonderful to be around her and to witness her leadership and her experience, which was enormous in her life. So today we give her honor, and you can give some honor by making a donation to Clearwater, clearwater.org, to help us keep the sloop and our environmental action going. Here's a song that I learned from both Pete and Toshi and many of my friends at Clearwater about the many-colored rainbow. The melody comes from Spain a long time ago and traveled from Mexico with folks who came to California to help grow food, and they would sing the song De Colores, How the World Gets Reborn. flores se visten los campos en la primavera. De colores es el arco iris que vemos lucir. De colores son los pajaritos que vienen de afuera. Y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. Y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. These are the sounds of the spring and the animals on the farm, and the sounds we have to make to get the animals to move. Canta el gallo con el kiri, 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 kiri. La gallina con el cara, 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 cara. Los polluelos con el pío, 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 pío. Y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. Y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. Today's Mother's Day. We want to wish a happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Shout out to my wife, Alana. Happy Mother's Day, Alana. And today we're honoring Toshi Seeger. I was fortunate to be raised by some amazing women. And this song was inspired by my grandmother and my aunt, who both had the name Betty. And as a young child, they taught me a lot, and really throughout my whole life until I had to let them move on. This song is called Betty Says. I love your simple smile and the twinkle in your eye. I can hear you laughing and telling me to try, with wisdom in your heart and a grateful, gentle way. I see you holding the candle that it says. Have a crystal presence, you're my partner all along. You help me when I tremble, and you've been the breath that calms. Fisherman, not fishing, pairing nets is what we say. Holding the candle, Betty says. Betty says, Betty says, Betty says. That are kind and always up front. You tell me 'cause I need to know, no matter how bad it all gets, and now is forever, singing for you every day. I see you holding a candle, lighting the way. Betty says, Betty says, Betty says, Betty says, Betty says, no time to be wasted, no time to bring it down. It's a time to be together, it's a time to gather round. When the fisherman's not fishing, repairing nets is what we say. Holding the candle, Betty says, Betty says, Betty says, I depend on you and you come through time and time again. You're the gift right in front of me. I'm faithful to you every day. I see you holding a candle, lighting the way. Betty says, Betty says, Betty says, Betty says, Betty says, Betty says. All right. Well, Toshi Seeger was like that too. She was a real straight talker, and she had great values, and she really was a sharing person. She was a leader who made a lot of room for people. You know, I came into the community that she built later in the game. It had been there before I was a young child when my parents brought me to Clearwater festivals. And the thing about Toshi that I got to see firsthand was how hard she worked as a volunteer, put her heart into everything, and made room for everybody to help pitch in, whatever you could do. So we share these values because, like you, I love our community. It's so great to have so many of our friends today, musicians and volunteers, pitching in to get, you know, Clearwater going again and staying afloat. So I remember I volunteered on the sloop, and your contribution today will make it possible for somebody else younger to volunteer on the sloop. I got to sleep on it for a couple weeks, a couple times, sail up and down the Hudson, learn all kinds of things. And you know, I'm no sailor. I didn't really know much, and there was a place for me to be a part of it, and it's just such a wonderful life memory. So please kick into clearwater.org and support the sloop so that we can continue this year, okay? And now I'm going to sing a song off of Cold Revival, a record I made with my buddy David Dobkin and my friends Matter. And this song really goes out to older couples and what they might be dealing with as they age. It's called Quiet Day. Was a long, hard night. She found it hard to breathe. I held her close, stayed by her side. Didn't know if she'd slip away. I sat and cried. I feel cold with the weight bearing down on me. Sit and think about what's happening to my bride and me. We live in a small way. Hope for a quiet day. I give her space to let out her feelings. Everything that was easy is now hard for her. Nobody comes to visit, and our children rarely call. I stare out the window wondering why I go on at all. She sets me free from all the weight bearing down on me. All I want's to live out my days with her peacefully and live in a small way. Enjoy our quiet day. And when it took all our money, I wanted to take my life, but I love her so much I couldn't. Every time she returns, I run to her. She's my honor. She sets me free from all the weight bearing down on me. All I want's to live out my days with her peacefully and live in a small way. On a quiet day. Quiet day. Fantastic. Well, what can I tell you, folks? We're winding down here for my half hour. This music festival today, this benefit for Clearwater, goes till 10 p.m. So stick around and keep checking everybody out. It's really a big shout out to Fred Gillen Jr. for curating it, inviting me and all the other artists, and Clearwater for having a space for us to share our music. And I'm asking you to give a donation to clearwater.org today to help support the sloop in its time of need. It provides education and environmental activism right here in the Hudson Valley, and really as an example for anyone, anywhere. And as you know, the water flows from shore to shore. Today we're also honoring Toshi Seeger, she was really a great humanist, someone with incredible intelligence and a compassionate heart. And I got to witness it firsthand and had the pleasure of knowing her and conversing with her, and found her to be just an inspiration. We miss her, and today we give her Mother's Day honor by having this music festival. This song is very famous in the folk circles. It's just a great song about the mystery of life and how there is no answer. Long before Jimi Hendrix played guitar upside down and backwards as a lefty, Libba Cotton did it. Freight train running so fast. Freight train running so fast. Please don't tell what train I'm on, so they won't know where I've gone. When I die, won't you bury me deep, way down below old Chestnut Street, where I can hear the 1 and 9 as they come rolling by. Freight train, everybody. Freight train running so fast. Freight train running so fast. Please don't tell what train I'm on, so they won't know out with a song now that I wrote a long time ago, 30 years ago, when I was really inspired by Clearwater and Toshi's work. It was when I was in a group called The Hour. It's called Clearwater. Clearwater, see the vision. Clearwater, be the tribe. Pete Seeger sails the Guthrie down the Hudson, dreaming. Idealists of this torn world thrive. For the factories upon the shore, the dollar in industry is law. Fire, earth, air, water. Clearwater, see the vision. Clearwater, be the tribe. Flags are abundant as our coat of arms, declaring title and position. The actions of a nation, within and without, contribute to the flag's condition. Clearwater, see the vision. Clearwater, be the tribe. Be the tribe. Be the tribe. Thanks, everybody. Happy Mother's Day. Clearwater.org. Thanks for making a donation and listening to the music. This festival goes on until 10 p.m. I'm Turk. Have a good day. Reggie Harris is rocking next, I believe.